In this video, the team led by Lagena, metal detection specialist Gary Drayton, and archaeologist Fiona Steele investigates a mysterious stone foundation on Lot 5 on the western side of Oak Island. The team has been working on the discovery for 2 years and has discovered a number of clues that point to it possibly being related to the mystery surrounding Oak Island. The discoveries include iron tools connected to Sir William Phipps, an English politician from the 17th century who plotted with a high-ranking Freemason named Andrew Belcher to bury a massive cache of Spanish silver and gold on Oak Island in 1687. Gary is permitted to identify possible metal targets in the Lot 5 feature, which has grown 2 to 3 times in size from when it first appeared. Nevertheless, the feature is still not fully exposed, and it takes time to accomplish it correctly. According to Gary, there are only 3 metals that can produce that sound: copper, lead, or gold. The team wants to locate the gold and invite Gary to do a gold dance, which they intend to do next. The crew is seeking to solve the enigma of the Lot 5 stone foundation and its relation to the Oak Island mystery. They are excavating and calling back for additional exploration when the pit is nearly finished. They are also looking into a non-ferrous target discovered on Lot 5, which lies on the island's western edge. Jack Begley, Craig Tester, and El Nean are searching for an elaborate copper button that might provide information about the feature's inventor, the brick building in the swamp, and perhaps even the money pit. The group is eager to hear Emma Culligan's scientific evaluation of the button since they think it's rather special. X-ray fluorescence mapping creates a 2-dimensional image that highlights an object's finer details and can assist in determining when it may have been generated by using highly concentrated X-ray radiation to assign colors to individual elements on the surface of artifacts. The button features an elaborate floral design within and has an English flavor to it. Gary thinks it might be a fine jacket button or a cuff button, but its modest size suggests it might be from the late 1600s. The button's worn look complements Sir William's fingers, and the outer ring seems to have a design on it. The team is searching for a unique button near the rounded stone foundation on Lot 5 and its connection to Sir William Phipps. They are also working on a speculative date for the button and are thrilled about the possibility of discovering a deep story in the button's creation and how it made its way to the island. They hope to return after the button is discovered and its connection to Sir William Phipps. King James II of England ordered Sir William Phipps to carry out 2 salvage operations of the sunken Spanish treasure galleon near the Dominican Republic in 1687. But Phipps and his assistant Captain Andrew Belcher delivered less than half of the silver and gold treasure listed on the ship's manifest. Some of the treasure was secreted to Oak Island, according to 32nd Degree Freemason. The team believes the feature may be much older than first believed. The button's flower design is an intriguing discovery, but they need to learn more to fully comprehend its significance. Scott Clark's theory states that a button found on the conception may be another clue supporting this theory, similar to the iron tools found in the Roundfield feature linked to William Phipps. The group expresses gratitude to everyone for their efforts and promotes deeper comprehension of the button's significance. Billy Gart and Gary Drayton, metal detectorists Gary and his nephew Alex, are prepared to go down the mysterious cobblestone road in the northern marsh. They are close to the coast and are aware that there has been a lot of activity. Rick, his nephew Drayton, and Alex believe the swamp. Dr. Spooner said the paved area is uncommon in nature. Rick wants Tom to examine the strange wood and stone feature discovered a day earlier. The 14-foot log is beneath a large root structure. These findings could provide evidence that Oak Island was a multi-generational attempt to conceal something. Since it's difficult to bring those large logs out here, and the rocks in a row beneath Billy provide interest, Tom believes they either did it or they didn't. The first log they found is well made, with platform logs on top and carry logs supporting the structure. Several logs flow this way and another there. Alex noticed a carefully positioned layer of cobbles at the bottom of the pit. This enigma would be hefty. Elle finds it odd, but Dr. Spooner is qualified to provide a thorough evaluation, so they will invite him to collect organic samples that can be traced back in time to determine what transpired. To learn more about the mysterious edifice and its solutions, Rick, his nephew Alex, and metal detectorists Gary Drayton and Billy Gart combed the grass for clues to a hidden cobblestone road. Because of its uncanny likeness to the Masonic all-seeing eye, the Oak Island crew named the triangle-shaped swamp's mysterious circular creation the Eye of the Swamp. This is the first structure that leads directly to the eye. Dr. Spooner's cores reveal ancient industry, In 2019, the crew discovered the swamp's eye was a man-made structure when examining a puzzling circular creation in the triangle-shaped marsh. Formation of boulders. After researching organic elements, Dr. Spooner revealed startling information to the crew about the feature's creation dates, which range from 1680 to 1700. The crew is currently investigating the possibility that 17th-century English treasure hunter and politician Sir William Phipps and his Masonic companion Captain Andrew Belcher hid a massive treasure stash in the money pit. The team hopes to date these logs after discovering iron tools in Lot 5's circular feature that were scientifically related to William Phipps's birthplace. These enormous logs give the impression that the area serves a purpose, as working in a bog requires a platform. Phipps could be an option. If it was 1680 or earlier, the squad will continue to search for additional metals. In order to examine the eye of the swamp and its potential connection to the two artificial features, Bobby Dazzlers and Top Pocket discoveries are used. At the National Historic Site of L'Anse aux Meadows in Newfoundland, Marty Lagena, researchers Doug Crowell, Emiliano Stell, archaeologist Elle Nen, and archaeometallurgist Emma Culligan are meeting with Parks Canada manager Loretta Decker and archaeologist Kevin Smith. The site, which is approximately 31 square miles in size, is currently the only confirmed Viking settlement in North America. Since its discovery in 1960, nearly 800 Viking and Norse artifacts have been found, along with the remains of 8 buildings and a forge for making iron tools. L'Anse aux Meadows is the first evidence of European presence in North America, with the Norse arriving from Greenland around 1,000 years ago. The team came to L'Anse aux Meadows because they followed an east-to-west passage led by Norwegian explorer Helge Ingstad, which led them to Scandinavia, and found evidence that the Norse might have been involved on Oak Island. They are now looking for more evidence at L'Anse aux Meadows that may help connect the descendants of Vikings and the Knights Templar to the Oak Island mystery. The team is trying to figure out where the Vikings or Norse might have gone specifically on Oak Island. They believe there may not have been here during the summers, but they may have been working in the fall after returning from their expeditions. They also know that butternuts and a butternut burl were found nearby, indicating that the Norse explored much further south. The team is exploring the connection between Viking descendants and the Templars, as mentioned in the sagas. They believe that the Norse visited Rome to meet with the Pope, which put the Pope in direct control of them. The sagas also mention that the Norse were claiming land to the west on Oak Island. They have found evidence of European activity in the 13th century, suggesting that the Norse may have played a role in the area. Lagena Marty believes that the Norse may have contributed to the happenings at L'Anse aux Meadows because a Viking-era blacksmith has been working there for 25 seasons. Lagena and her group have recovered an artifact from 1965 that was discovered during an excavation in Nova Scotia and bore resemblance to the Viking era. The team is also investigating the possibility of using bog iron, a naturally forming iron deposit found in swamps or rivers, to make the iron arrowhead. Bog iron is a material commonly used by Vikings and their descendants, and Emma Culligan, who has conducted X-ray fluorescent spectrometer scans on the arrowhead, believes that these levels indicate pre-1700s. This could support the other dates from their other findings on the island in a medieval context and help prove that the artifact is of Scandinavian origin. The team is eager to gather data on bog iron and compare Oak Island artifacts to potential bog iron. The journey to L'Anse aux Meadows has grown more complicated, and they are eager to get back to the island to investigate the relationship between the Templars and Vikings in more detail.
Researchers discovered something incredible in the Oak Island money pit. Oak Island is a sequestered location off the south coast of Nova Scotia, and for generations, people have been fascinated by the island. Finally, researchers discovered something unbelievable in the Oak Island money pit. A large number of academics, scientists, and explorers are intrigued by the possibility of uncovering the mysteries buried beneath the island's surface. It may seem like an exciting adventure on a real-life treasure island, but bear in mind that many individuals have risked their entire fortunes in an attempt to make a fortune on this island. Some unfortunate individuals have even lost their lives in the process, only to have nothing to show for it in the end. The entrance of the Lagena brothers, who have joined the long list of treasure hunters attempting to solve the island's mysteries, has brought about a recent change in the status quo. The Lagena brothers are confident that they possess the skills necessary to locate the fabled treasure said to be buried on Oak Island, and ultimately, these researchers discovered something in the Oak Island money pit that you won't believe. Join us as we observe them as they investigate this 200-year-old enigma, and together we will determine if there is, in fact, hidden wealth on the island. Throughout the course of their expedition, they stumble upon some astounding discoveries that will astound you. The Lagena brothers have devoted a substantial portion of their careers to locating buried wealth. It is understandable why anyone would be captivated by the prospect of unearthing centuries-old treasure buried by someone in the past. Unfortunately, similar to a large number of other visitors to the island, the brothers initially encountered difficulties and failed in their endeavors. Rick and Marty were fortunate in that their treasure hunting efforts did not go unnoticed. The A&E network became aware of the brothers' work, and recognizing the potential for a compelling series about treasure hunters investigating.
A collapsed tunnel and traces of a strange 9-high tunnel are among the important finds unearthed in the Money Pit area, and the crew on Oak Island is working on a new day Haysby to find solutions to a 230-year-old mystery. The team drilled a new exploratory B-hole called D57, and discovered strong evidence of a mysterious 9-high tunnel at a depth of 100 feet. Geoscientist Dr. Ian Spooner and his colleagues presented new groundwater testing data, showing that the large source of precious metals they have been trying to pinpoint for more than 3 years was no longer detected in the area of the soil baby blob, but appeared more than 40 feet to the southwest. Rick is excited to go over the team's and past treasurers' records. Metal detector specialist Gary Drayton shows up with his daughter Cad Drone and his protege to help with the search for vital materials as the new core drilling operation in the Money Pit location gets begin. In order to find additional proof of the tunnel and rich metals found more than 100 feet below the surface, hunters will locate uncharted territory. They will build one or more huge diameter steel cones to recover them if they are successful. Hints. A wooden beam at the end of the team's pole may be proof of work done by the Russell family in their unsuccessful attempt to locate the flood tunnel in the 1960s, or it may be connected to those who created the flood trap centuries ago to protect whatever lies buried in the Money Pit. The team has been conducting interrupt processes in Smith Coast to find the associated flood tunnel. For the past 3 weeks, they have been excavating large trenches at Smith's Conan in order to find the fabled flood tunnel and the vertical shaft. They are also working to locate and cut off the flood trap at Smith's Cove, a location where the original Money Pit treasure vault was discovered. The group is, the potential remnants of an enigmatic wooden ship shaft have been discovered while digging a huge trench at Smith's Cove. The location should have a flood tunnel because of the dark substance and wood in the wood. While the excavation at Smith's Cove proceeds, the team is also looking into a curious stone foundation close to the shoreline. They plan to descend to see if the flood tunnel is present and send the boards for endochronology to get an age on it. Because it might be a match to the Money Pit, an archaeologist named L and other team members are currently attempting to identify the area's north wall, which is an interesting project. The group is determined to carry out more research and find more clues about the history of the treasure vault known as the Money Pit in 20122. Numerous items discovered by a team of researchers at the site known as the Money Pit raise the possibility that it was inhabited for hundreds of years by a diversity of cultures. Iron tools are among these items. A cut English silver coin from the late 1600s is also included, along with a button featuring a starburst design. The team is currently looking for concrete evidence to help identify who was in charge of building the structure and what else it might contain. Following the discovery of a lead barter token and a mark material that fits soil oil symbols gathered from more than 100 feet deep in the area. They have found tools made of iron, a lead ball with a lid shot, and a TD pipe stem. The crew is excited about the possibility of finding further hints among the more than 10 tons of debris that were removed from Lot 5's stone foundation. A piece of silver that may be a modified form of an exceptionally old coin was also discovered. The team believes that the stone foundation on Lot 5 might have served as a camp during the Money Pit's construction. If archaeologist Helen Sheldon confirms this, the team will proceed with their theory. This could assist in identifying the structure's original designers. The group is searching for conclusive proof to assist unravel the 230-year-old enigma surrounding the Money Pit region. Additionally, they are investigating remnants of the stone foundation on Lot 5, which might have served as a campground while the Money Pit was being built. 11 feet southwest of where they came across the enigmatic 90-high tunnel a week ago, the crew is engaged in a core drilling operation in the money pit location. Additionally, the crew is keeping an eye on the core drilling activity in borehole 8.755.6 of Morale, which is only 11 feet southwest of the location where they came into an enigmatic 9-tall tunnel a week ago. The group is keeping an eye on the wood fragments down to 109 feet and wants to know if they have struck the... The crew is also monitoring the sonic drilling activity occurring in the area, which is located just 11 feet southwest of the site where they entered an unidentified 9-ton high tunnel 1 week ago. The crew is also monitoring the area for valuable metals that have been discovered there. The possibility of finding the S of the precious metals found in the area is another possibility that the team is looking at. At the moment, the team is working on a potentially important moment. Whether or not this tunnel is related to the original money pit and the fable wealth that has been sought after for more than 2 centuries is a crucial subject that must be addressed. After finding an unidentified tunnel in borehole 8.755.6 that is almost 110 feet deep, the team is excited to carry on their quest in the vicinity of the money pit. The team is working on a project to find answers in Smith's Cove, where they have not found the cement from the 1960s when the rests were there. They believe that the projected lines in the money pit are accurate and can be projected back to the site. They have been drilling and exploring the deeper wood in the general area as they have received new information. They have also been discovering small artifacts and spoils on Lot 4, such as a lead ball and a silver artifact. The lead ball is more interesting because it appears to have been used for something else, while the silver relic is more recent due to its high aluminum content. It is probable that soldiers who were digging in trenches and carved items out of musket balls manufactured the distinctively pitted lead ball. Because of the scientific evidence that a piece of lead shot found in the large stone foundation on Lot the 5th of May have been made as early as the 1600s, according to allergist Emma Colligan. A potentially revolutionary finding has been made at the Oakland laboratory. 2 examples of old antiquities collected from the area are the starburst button and the scallop disc, both of which originated before the 18th century. 2 examples of vintage relics collected from the area are the starburst button and the scallop disc. The identification of the person who constructed the circular foundation on Lot 5, and maybe the original money pit design, may be aided by the important evidence provided by the finding of these items. In addition to continuing their investigation, the team is looking for additional clues in the money pit region, which has been a mystery for more than 200 years. They are trying to find out where a treasure may be hidden there. They discovered a building that had collapsed, and the main building material was limestone. The structure was made of granite and gravel. Although it appears to be made of concrete wood in the area where Chappell had lowered his shaft while looking for the vault, it is possible that this structure is actually made of concrete. The crew is currently exploring after discovering what may be a historic discovery in Bowl 87556, which is more than 150 feet deep. It's Rick. The other members of the team have communicated with the Lena Craig tester about this discovery. The team is currently conducting an investigation into the wood located here, and it is probable that the wood contains remnants of the church. The vault. In order to determine the best location for the discovery, the team is currently looking for appropriate targets that might justify the sinking of enormous steel cones with diameters of at least 7 feet or more. The discovery and the potential for the researchers to validate their findings have excited the team. An overview of the situation is that the team is looking into the possibility of finding a treasure in the money pit region. They are currently trying to gather and analyze the data in order to determine the best location for the discovery place. They are currently involved in the process of collecting samples and evaluating the data because it is easy to make hasty judgments in the money pit region.
But we are seeing some quantities of gold.
It shows gold.
Yeah.
Gold and silver has finally been found on Oak Island. The Lagena crew's hard work finally paid off. But it leaves a question: are these a part of the mystic treasure? Or the Oak Island, known for its hidden treasure, turned out to be a gold mine that is about to change the Lagena crew's lives forever? Let's dive in and find out.
It is, in fact, silver, but it does have a little bit of a lead content. Like, I only left these elements because they image really well. So this right here is a William III shilling. Silver, same diameter. and it matches the designs to a T.
Wow.
It was only when the crew paired up with Dumas Contracting Limited that they began to rebuild the 18th century old garden shaft, which is believed to be the original depositor of the long-lost treasure. They had several reasons to believe the treasure would be at the bottom of this shaft. The first reason was because they had discovered a collapsed secret tunnel just below the shaft, and two, because this mysterious tunnel was running toward the west in the direction of the baby blob. The baby blob is the area that tested very highly for traces of gold, silver, and other metals. The next step for the two combined teams was to begin their horizontal probe drilling, which they hoped would reveal to them the location of the treasure. Unfortunately, they instead caused a leak of ocean water that forced them out of the tunnel. They realized they had fallen into an ancient trap that litters this island, destroying all the work they had done to this point. They speculate that they hit the flood tunnel system, but at the same time, this disaster has validated many of the stories and legends surrounding the island. All the science and booby traps come together to confirm that the legends about this island are real.
The big goal is to get good, solid pieces of the shaft so we can do dendrochronology on it. That'll give us an excellent date.
They have concluded that the volume and speed at which they flooded the garden shaft can only truly be explained by deliberate actions done to stop treasure hunters. As they arrive, Jack explains that things have changed all around the island. Lot 5 is their first stop, and they describe all the different discoveries and clues they have been able to unearth in this area. They have found ancient structures nobody knew about in Lot 5, as well as artifacts that are dated from as far back as the 1200s to the 1700s. There have even been ancient coins and tokens found in this lot. One thing about these finds is that they only become more intriguing with time, so they have Laird and his team working in the area even now. Since they have so much evidence of treasure in the money pit, the crew has been searching the rest of the island for more clues as to who had created this mystery on the island. The western portion of the island could hold the answers. Lot 5, a 4-acre portion of land, was first purchased a few years ago by Rick, Marty, and Craig from the estate of Robert Young. Since this purchase, they have continued to make new discoveries in that area, all of which has given them new suspects as to the person who left all the traps, secrets, and treasure on the island. One of the suspects left behind 4 Roman coins which go back 2,000 years.
It is?
Yeah, this is a clearly Roman design.
So, is a Roman coin?
Absolutely, yeah.
2 for 2.
They found an old barter token that they have connected to the lead cross found in Smith's Cove back in 2017 and is associated with the Knights Templar. They have also found iron tools linked to Sir William Phipps, who was an English politician in the 17th century. This link led everyone to speculate that a whole chest of Spanish silver could be buried in the money pit. These finds were made near stone foundations, one which is rectangular and the other rounded one near the shoreline. The archaeologists are busy digging and uncovering an incredible stone structure that is much larger than anyone imagined. This has become a designated special place for the crew after all the astonishing finds they have made. This special designation will help protect these sites and allow them to dig in an archaeological fashion that will protect the context in which these items were left behind. Already, they have been able to determine how the shape of the structure they are studying varies in size, curvature, and quality of construction due to their great care. They have determined how the newer section has very intentional design and speaks to the theory that this is a project spanning multiple generations. They speculate that perhaps the people behind this could have been living in this area while building the money pit. Gary and Peter arrive at Lot 4 and are about to go over all of the spoils they discovered around the big feature. Their job will need the use of metal detectors, as they are going to be searching more than 10 tons of spoils that were collected along the shoreline of Lot 5. They have found items that vary in age all along the stone-lined foundation, amongst them a 14th century barter token and 17th century tools. They have also found materials that match substances discovered 100 feet deep in the money pit, as well as matching things found below Cone E which have been linked to an 800-year-old cross. Gary and Peter are determined to find something that can tell them when the feature was created and why. After some searching, Gary finds a cut coin. This means that it could be a Spanish coin, likely made of silver.
We found a cut coin.
Okay.
And if this is a cut coin, mate, if this is a cut coin, mate, it could well be a Spanish coin.
Gary notes that the cut is very clean and deliberate, as that is how they used to make change with their coins. This could potentially be a